talk about the importance of breaking habits and why I love football and how football shaped that and helped me do that. In the previous part, I was just talking about how my love for football changed everything for me, and football itself changed so many bad habits in my life, because football is one of the most spiritual sports on earth. And it's not just speaking as a footballer, but watching other sports is not, there's not the same amount of emotion poured into it, and not the same amount of importance. It feels important. It's just a game, but people don't understand how long it takes, how much people have to go through to reach the top level where everyone's watching you. So it's just a game to some people, but it really is important in some people. And in those moments, like a 90th minute winner, the manifestation of all your troubles, all your dreams, everything just takes form, and everybody can feel it, and everybody can see it and express it. And that's what makes the sport so attractive and emotive. I say it's the most spiritual sport because it doesn't lie. It never lies. Like I said, I was a late starter. I first started playing for, I was 17. I was 17, turning 18. And then I decided to play for the senior team the next year, and I was training well, everything, and the coach liked me, and I started the first game. But shoo, like, let me just say, SA football is just 3 a.m. in the hot sun. It's fucking mad. I died. I was still smoking and drinking, and at that point I was like, yo, this can't happen. And the coach didn't play me for like the next 2 or 3 games. I barely played. And I made a dedication to myself. I didn't sit and sulk because I knew that what I'd done that day was just poor. We lost like 9-0 or something. And I was just like dead before halftime, 30 minutes, and I was so from that day I just dedicated myself to improving. I stopped smoking. I searched how to restore your lungs. I went jogging. I done so much. I've committed so much to the sport, and in turn it's taught me so much. And people think that you get what you put out, or you don't get what you put out. Or no, it's unfair, but the more I give, the more I get. Might not be pro contractor now, but the lessons it learned, the lessons it teaches me, and what I learn from my failures, everything that happens, the more I give, the more I give, the more I give, the more I give, everything I get back, be it failure, be it getting noticed, getting a like, getting whatever, it's building a person that will be ready for what I have in my head. And that is exactly what I'm getting. I'm giving and I'm getting. And if it's another obstacle, I'll face that obstacle and I'll overcome it and I'll learn from it. And that in itself speaks to the honesty of the sport, because on that day it showed that I was not ready to play. I was still a smoker. I was not committed. And then a few weeks after, there was already noticeable change in my fitness levels and everything. Why? Because I put in the work when nobody was watching. And this is what makes football honest, because you get what you give, and you can't lie on the football pitch. You can't lie about anything. You get what you give. If a team didn't win, they didn't work hard enough for it. I might have been unlucky, but somebody somewhere didn't convert the chance, didn't do what they were supposed to. And it doesn't lie, it never lies. Never. And that's what makes it so spiritual. And like I say, for me, it helped me, or not it helps me, it is a physical manifestation of what my spirit feels. All the stress, all the doubt, anxiety, whatever it is, when you score that goal, when you slut that player, when you have that perfect first touch, when you are involved in that build-up play, when you are doing all the right things, there's a release. When it's going bad, there's a release. Whether you act out frustrated, whether you keep a calm head, there's a release. And that is a reflection of your character. Because when it's going bad, how do you react? Do you react in a bad way? Do you start fighting? Do you start swearing? Do you act nasty? And someone taught me that you always have to respect the game. If you respect the game respects you. If you treat the game as just a hobby, it will always be just a hobby. But if you treat it like something that can change your life, it will. And that's the attitude I go into every day facing my football. And it doesn't have to be football. I might be losing some people who are not really interested in football. But it's not only football that gives you purpose. Whatever you do in your life, whatever you want from life, it's always going to ask you the same questions. And it's always going to teach you the same things in different parts, in different ways. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to face, it's always going to teach you the same things. It's always going to build somebody, help you build connections, help you do everything that leads to becoming the person that is on that billboard, owns that restaurant, owns that business, on the front cover of Forbes, on the front cover of Vogue, in that clothing store, whatever it is. Nothing comes easy. But if you dedicate yourself to living a life that is true to yourself and true to your ambitions, your desires, your pure will, your purpose, you'll always succeed if you are dedicated enough. And it will be hard and it will fuck you up. You'll spend nights crying, but that shapes you. That shapes you to become somebody that can face it. And whether you decide to learn those lessons or not is up to you, because the lessons will come. But if you don't want to face it, if you refuse to acknowledge it, if you refuse to see yourself, and again speak into the shadow self, it's all connected. Everything is connected in this life. Don't think one-dimensional. Why I do what I do is to open people's eyes to everything is fucking connected. Even in sports. Footballers, you spend hours and 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 hours perfecting techniques. What we don't understand is that football is physics, it's mathematics. Within a split second, you decide how much pressure you need to apply to the ball, where you have to hit it, and how it's going to move to get between these two players to play that through ball, or how much backspin you need to put on it, and how much pressure, how much backswing, and how much force you have to hit it with to go over the defender's head, go against the wind, and land on the striker's foot. Or how much You need to cushion the ball as somebody's pressing you just to take it out of their path when they run past you. And all of that is split second decisions made with physics and mathematics. And it all ties in together. The law of one. I digress. This is why I love football though. This is why it is my sport. It is something I have dedicated my life to. And the person I've become committing to it is extraordinary. You can ask anybody that knew me before I started taking football seriously. I was a very different person. I used to speak, think differently, and now I feel like my message can inspire people. Some people say I have inspired them. I'm an inspiration to them. And it makes me feel some type of way. I feel embarrassed saying that out loud because I don't do it with the intention of clout or trying to change lives or whatever. Well, you kind of do. You want to change lives, you want to help people, but it's not the first intention. The first thought is that I love this game. I just want to play. I just want to be myself. I don't care anymore how I might seem, how I might look. I just love it. I want to talk about it. I want to play it. I want to fucking do this shit all day, every day. And because I've dedicated myself to that, because I've seen the level I need to be at to reach the very top, I've changed so much bad habits and replaced them with good ones. Waking up early, working out, replacing playing video games with training, extra training, replacing watching TikToks with recovery work and strengthening, replacing watching TV shows with just watching football analysis or watching stuff that helps me expand my mind and help me conquer more of the things that control me subconsciously, becoming aware of it and taking control. I wrote down something yesterday. I wrote down two. One is on my status. But self-discipline frees you from being governed by things with less potential than yourself. Awareness and introspection allows us to see those governing bodies, be it addiction, gratification, attention, or acceptance. Your level of self-respect dictates how much you allow those bodies to control you after you've gained awareness. And failure is only attained when you become aware of what holds you back and you lack the self-respect and the self-discipline to do anything to change it. That is my own thoughts, and it's so true to me. If it's true to you, I'm glad. And just to break it down, it's very important to have self-discipline, because if you lack self-discipline, you betray what is true to yourself. So if you tell yourself, I'm not going to drink anymore, I'm not going to smoke anymore, I'm not going to beat my meat anymore, I'm not going to watch porn anymore, I'm not going to blah blah blah. If you say that, well, not even that, that as well, but less heavy example. If you say you're going to work out tomorrow at 9 a.m., you wake up 9 a.m., you say, I'll do it tomorrow. Guess what that is? It's a lack of self-discipline. And if you lack self-discipline, you'll betray what is true to yourself, as I said. And that self-discipline comes from self-respect. I watched the other video yesterday. If you work and you know you have to be at 9 a.m., no matter how you feel, no matter how much you drank yesterday, you're gonna be there 9 a.m. tomorrow. Because you respect your boss, you respect your job, you respect the money it gives you. So why the fuck, if you tell yourself tomorrow 5 a.m. before work, I'm gonna wake up, do 20 push-ups, why the fuck do you wake up and not do it? Why? Because you don't respect yourself. You lack self-respect. The lack of self-respect links to the lack of self-discipline. If you respect yourself, there's no fucking way you are waking up 5 a.m. and you're not doing that shit because you told yourself you're gonna do it. So, having that self-discipline frees you from the things that have less potential than yourself. Instant gratification has less potential than you. Playing video games and earning that achievement, having that FIFA Ultimate Team, whatever the fuck that career mode or ever night is, doesn't amount to fuck all. It's not gonna pay you bills, it's not gonna get you a pro contract, it's gonna do fuck all. Unless you take it seriously and you stream and you have a plan. Otherwise than that, you're not gonna achieve shit. It's understandable if you do it for release, but if you do it 12 hours a day, that's 12 hours gone to waste, spent on nothing. And that has less potential than you, because you can be that person on FIFA. And having self-discipline will allow you to say no. Instead of playing FIFA for 12 hours, I'm gonna hit the gym twice, eat, study what. In between all of that, and at the end of the day, I'll play 2 hours. Self-discipline frees you from what controls you. Addiction, pornography, that is something else. That is to do with dopamine. But I'm tired and I'm hungry now, so I'll do that another day. These Insta baddies, smoking weed, alcohol, whatever, they have less potential in you. Because again, you spend 2 hours on your phone doing what? Chasing hoes. What the fuck? At that time, I'm training. Somebody else is training. Even now, while I'm recording this video, somebody's training, somebody's working out, somebody's hitting the gym. And you shouldn't always think like that. But you should think like that. Because that means somebody's doing more than you. I know how much I do. I know my limits. And I know how much I'm gonna do, wanna do, and how to improve. So I'm not gonna share that, really. Attention and acceptance again. If you're waking up 5 a.m. every day, 6 a.m. every day to work out or whatever, nobody's watching you. Nobody. Maybe your mom, before she goes to work, she sees you and she's like, okay, he's doing something. Your dad, your granny, whoever. Somebody might see you at the park while it's raining. Other than that, there's no gratification, there's no tolerance, acceptance. That's why I don't really fuck with a lot of Instagram videos about football unless it's teaching you something. Like legit, like these fake skills, fake shooting and all that shit. It's not really helpful because in a game, at the highest level, it's fast-paced, how quick. The 7 speeds of football. Educate yourself. Anyways, there's no clout for it. Working in the darkness, there's no clout for it. But this is why football is honest. Because as much as those videos you take, almost 100 times, you only capture them one time you do it and you post it on the internet and you get 1,000 likes. When it comes to the game situation, It'll reveal whether you've done effective training or not. If you are not doing effective training, it will show on the football pitch. So that stops you from the attention and the acceptance. And like I said, your level of self-respect dictates how much dictates how much you allow those bodies to control you. Because awareness and introspection, awareness is consciousness. So when you introspect, you become conscious of your habits. Like I say, 90% of what we do on a daily is subconscious. So if subconsciously you find yourself spending 1 hour on the phone before going to go and get your meal after you said you're hungry, that is a subconscious habit. And only when you become conscious of it do you say, okay, I'm tired from work, I'm gonna chill on my phone a bit. You're allowing it to control you to a certain extent. But it's not really control, because now you're allowing, you're not just doing. So that is awareness, and introspection, becoming aware of what habits you do and how it negatively affects you. If you always find yourself needing to drink cold drink with your meal, that is a habit, and you don't have control of it until you realize that, wait a minute, why can't I just have water with my drink? It's not a must to drink cold drink, or juice, or tea, or whatever. You can just drink water. And that is awareness. So your levels of self-respect now is how much you know this thing is bad for you. If you want to be a pro footballer and you don't want to be fat or whatever, if you don't want to be unhealthy, you want to be the best person you can be, you're still drinking this cold drink after every game, you're still smoking, you're still going out with your friends, you're still eating your meat every day, you're still not gymming, you're still telling yourself you're going to gym and you're not going to gym, and you don't gym. All of that shows a lack of self-respect, because you know how much each habit is controlling you and affecting you, and you allow it to still. And failure will only arise from allowing that for a long enough period that you can't change anything. So you never make it in football, you never pass, you never whatever, because of your bad habits. And you can't change it. You're 35, you have kids now. That becomes failure, and that becomes generational causes. Your kids learn from you, you quit, or you can teach your kids to succeed. It becomes a habit, and it carries over from you to your better half, your kid, because a father's main job is to cut their son's time in half, or their child's time in half. So if I sign my pro contract at 25, 27, 26, I need to make sure my son signs it at 15, 16, and he makes it into a big club at 9, 10. That is the purpose of a father, to teach lessons that you don't have to face, traumatic lessons, traumatic experiences. Teach it to you, so you don't have to physically experience it, because that extends the time to reaching your end goal or your purpose. So you need to teach, go through everything, so when it's your kids' time, you teach them everything you know, and they cut their time off. And that is failure. Failure is allowing yourself to be controlled for your whole life. Not saying at 35 you can't still help your kids succeed, but you will regret it when you're not the person you want to be, because you didn't have the discipline, you didn't have the self-respect. And that starts with love. My phone died, so That is the end of the video.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?